Come down. Ooh, you make my high come down. Always tripping when you come around. Never have to cut you out like right now. You see, I don't have to drive me. You can say that for your mama. Maybe you should smoke some. Me try the marijuana. I was never you good. The vibe was straight. Showed you a couple of things and they feel strange. I treated you right. Everything was a gift from a time to your bag and the color on your lip.
Welcome to a special edition of Seahawks Man to Man, a YouTube exclusive. My name is Michael-Shawn and You guys know where to follow me on whatever Elon Musk is calling that app these days. My at name has not changed. It's also right under my face on our YouTube channel. I'm on Blue Sky, been posting a little bit this week. Is it an at name? Whatever it is. I don't know if it's an at.
Yeah, it's your ad name.
It's just an at name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once they search it, it comes up.
I sound so old talking about Blue Sky, but I'm on there as well. The at name is still the same there. Shout out to everyone who is watching right now on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Really appreciate when you do that. And make sure you like, follow, share, repost, whatever on all the platforms. What we got? Instagram, Seahawks Man to Man, TikTok, Seahawks Man to Man. Make sure you do that. We really appreciate that love and support. Thank you. Thank you. Chris, go ahead and talk to him.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Christopher Kidd. You can follow me on Twitter at CKIDD206 and on Blue Sky as well, CKid206. That's CKIDD206.
This is 3 weeks in a row. Standout plays are positive. Are we going with? Yeah.
I'll continue. Yes. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. It feels good, man. We've got some good film the last couple of weeks.
And I'm kind of mad because I'm picking a player where he only had like 4 catches and 2 of them were like, that was really cool. The other 2 were like, man, no gain, 4 yards. So my selection wasn't that great. And then there are a few running plays that I wanted to select, but the player didn't finish the way I wanted to. And obviously there was a hole, but I just went with 2 plays. And then I think it was 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, a month ago, Jaxon Smith had 200 plus yards. So it was like, if I wanted to have him as my standout play from that game, that is a perfect time to use it. But as I mentioned, that game is null because they lost. How crazy would it have been to come on? Oh, he was tearing them up. Oh yeah, but they lost though. But he was still cooking. It just, to me, it didn't seem right. But here I am a few weeks later. He only had 4 catches, but he will be my standout player because on those 2 routes that I enjoyed watching, he was really magnificent. I'll go over that, but when you brought it up in regards to, they won a game, let's go over the film. There was a lot to choose. I just didn't want to go defense heavy again because I felt the last few weeks we've been doing, I know you've been doing defense, especially with Julian Love. I did defense with Byron Murphy. So I kind of wanted to flip it. And you took Zach, and I was like, well, I mean, shoot, I guess I could take a wide receiver. And one receiver that's been doing it has been Jaxon Smith-Njigba. So bringing that full circle, yes, they are winning. And yeah, it makes it's more fun.
Well, we could have, the timing of the Rams game made that difficult because it went into the bye week too. So, then I was out of town too. So that's why it's because if we'd have come back from the bye week and talked about Jaxon, that would have looked a little weird. But we maybe could have done it if they didn't go into the bye. Because like you said, the game was so good. Without some dumb penalties at the line of scrimmage, he would have had, let's see, he had like 180, I think, and with like 70 yards wiped off. Because of penalties, so he might have had like 200 and like what's that? I don't know. I'm doing math
30,
now.
40.
I shouldn't do that. Yeah, it would have had a Jamar Chase type game, or whatever Jerry Jeudy just had against the Broncos. He would have had a game like that. So no, I hear you. The bye week really killed us, but you're right. It is much better when they win. The film has been great to watch. There's been so many people to choose from this week on both sides of the ball, low key. Even though the offense was just kind of whatever. We'll get into that, but particularly on defense, the reason we keep picking defensive guys because they're balling. they are balling. Mike McDonald's in his bag. Oh man, it's great. But we're both going offense today, and it's positive. It's good because I was a little this week when I popped on the film to start. Because I mean, Ken literally fumbles on the first play. I was like, "Oh, damn! This film might
not
stink."
Off to a great start.
Yeah, no, but it ended up being okay. So you got Jax, I got the run game. Who's going first?
I'll go ahead and go first since, again, I got 2 plays. There wasn't much. Like I said, he only had 4 catches. 2 of them were actually really good. And then in the run game, I thought he did a solid job of blocking. I just wanted to see him finish. He got a few good blocks in, but he just didn't finish. You want to see guys finish and shoving and pushing afterwards. There was none of that. It was getting in front of his guy. He's sealed. Ken finds a lane, first down or 7 or 8 yards. Cool. But instead, I will go over some plays that when I watched the film, I was just like, man, Jaxon Smith, he is just smooth when he runs the routes. You know, smooth operator. I hear that song when he's playing football. I don't know if that's weird or not, but when he's running routes and playing the game, all I hear is smooth operator. Da-na-na-na, smooth operator. So when you guys are watching these 2 clips, maybe you'll tag along and maybe you'll have that song blaring in the background. I don't know. But that's what I think about when he's playing the game, because he is just so comfortable with where he needs to be and what he needs to get done. And the first play that I'll pull up for you guys, it's a 3rd down. And I had Mike do a little research for me in regards of, okay, when it comes to 3rd down, who is the money guy? Who is known to get the first down? Who's going to get it done? This season, when it comes to 3rd downs, JSN is leading the team in catching the ball and getting a first down. So when it's 3rd down and you need someone to get you a first down, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Jaxon Smith-Njigba. He has been Geno's #1 target. In years past, it used to be Ty Lockett, but damn near felt like Ty Lockett was just making big play after big play all the time. Now you're starting to see JSN take on that role, and it's really cool to see, just because I don't know if Ty Lockett's going to play again next season. This year, he has definitely been very quiet on the field, but that's okay because you have JSN and you still have the threat of DK Metcalf. Having Ty Lockett is still a positive on this offense, but right now, JSN has definitely taken the next step and has been a key contributor. Now, back to what I'm back to the point of my standout play from the victory over the Jets. This is a 3rd and 9 in the second quarter with just under 14 minutes to go in the third. It's 3rd and 9 from the Seahawks 46. And right now, if you look at it, this screams, oh, they're in man-to-man. As you can see, all the corners on the bottom of your screen, it looks like that Sauce lined up over DK. That looks like, man, he's looking dead at him. If you go across the formation, you see Jaxon Smith is being guarded by the slot. He looks like he's a man. Then you got DJ Reed, who is playing off of, who is that down there? Does not look like Ty Lockett, but nonetheless, doesn't matter who it is in this regard. I just want to point out that it appears that it is man-to-man. And that is Laviska Shenault down there at the top of your screen, #1. No longer on the Seahawks, unfortunately, but for this film session, it's all about JSN. So the cool thing is when the ball is snapped, you realize, oh, snap, this is zone. They're not in man. So the Jets did a really good job of playing it off. Just at the snap, you can see that the corner, he shakes and heads to the flat. He heads to the zone that he's supposed to cover. Jaxon knows where he needs to be, and he's going to attack his route. So it is definitely zone coverage. As you can see, DJ Reed is looking at the quarterback. Spoon now has leverage on the outside. He is seeing the quarterback and DK. So he is able to...
Sauce.
What'd I say?
Spoon. Yeah.
Man, I'm getting people mixed up. Excuse me. Sauce Gardner can see the quarterback, sees DK. He's got outside leverage. He can see what's going on. As you continue to roll it, I'll just restart it. I just want to go over that real quick to show you that, oh, they look like they're in man, 2 high shell. This could be a man cover 2. It's zone. Linebackers dropping back to cover that middle of the field. And then let's watch JSN. I don't know if you guys saw that subtle movement, but he just gave a little jab as if he's about to break outside. And then he wraps right around the linebacker. And right now, it's really important that he throttles down, that he slows down the route, because when you're running through zones and you're not throttling down, that's how that, I believe that is the safety there near the 40-yard line. If JSN just sprints through there and Geno throws a pass, the safety can drop over and get that interception or make a play on the football. But JSN is so good at slowing down, throttling down, coming out of his break on this deep crosser that Geno finds him across the middle and delivers a strike, and he's able to get a first down. So we're going to roll it. See how you stop, throttle down, shows Geno, hey, man, I'm open over the middle. Throw it to me. And Geno does that. Geno delivers a beautiful pass to him. He's able to get upfield. As Mike mentions, Yak. JSN, I believe, leads the team this season in yards after the catch. And this is a great example of it. Just a really great route, timing, great throw, and then gets a little bit more yards after the catch. JSN has just really excelled in that aspect of this game. Again, just watch that little right up the top of the route, and then he wraps right around the linebacker. That's just great route recognition. Linebacker can't see where you're going. It's a feel thing. A good linebacker will be able to feel it. Not saying that this linebacker is not good, but JSN's just that much better. He's able to feel it, finds a little gap, and then he sits. He stops on a dime, which a lot of young receivers might continue running through the zone. And sometimes on a broadcast, you might hear an announcer say, hey, he's got to slow down and throttle down and sit in that zone so the quarterback can find you. Because there's holes in zones. There's areas in space where receivers can get open, and JSN does this perfectly. As you can see, the ball now being delivered. JSN sits, catches, and gets upfield. That's just showing how dynamic JSN has been throughout the season. Because, again, as I mentioned with that stat, he is leading the Seahawks on third down receptions. When it's third and long, Geno's like, I know who I'm going to go to get a first down. And interesting enough, I went back and did a little research on who was getting the most first downs for the Seahawks receiving. Last year was DK Metcalf. He had 52 first down receptions. 52, followed by Tyler Lockett, who was at 47, and then Jaxon Smith-Njigba, he had 29 last season. Now, if we go to this year, it's quite different. You have JSN, who has 40 catches for first downs, DK Metcalf at 26, and then Tyler Lockett at 31. And then again, as I mentioned, yards after catch, Jackson's leading the team. He's at 351. The next closest guy is actually, believe it or not, Ken Walker. And you can imagine why that is, because Ken is he's catching a lot more passes out of the backfield because the run game has been so inept this season. But that was just one of the plays where JSN, man, he is showing out, and he's doing it week in and week out, not including that amazing game he had against the Rams where it stunk because obviously they lost. He had a great game, but didn't get it done. This next one is a huge one. So if you guys remember against the Jets, the Seahawks were at 4th and 1, a false start by Mike. Say his name.
Come on, man. Why I gotta say the rookie name every Tautawa Laumea?
Because Mike gets it right every time. False start by him, moves him back 5 yards. You guys remember Michael Dixon, back issues. Seahawks are not in the position to punt the football. So it's 4th, and we got to go for it at this point. And the Jets come out in too high shell. Geno's probably thinking, okay, it could be man, but they showed man on that. Obviously, it's a completely different drive, but they showed man before and dropped in the zone. But as the play develops, you'll see that, it's a man position here. And JSN, he wins on both ways. He wins on getting across the middle of the field, and then he has this urgency and sense that, oh my gosh, my quarterback's under duress. Let me get open. And I'm sure they've practiced 1,000 times, but nonetheless, he does it to perfection. So as I mentioned, it is 4th down and 6. There's a few seconds left in the third quarter. You got to get it here. The Seahawks are trailing 21-16. So this is make or break, in all honesty. Like, I don't know if the defense can put up another stop when the momentum has just swung after it's now 4th and 6 and you turn the ball over and the Jets are in their territory where they're 5 yards from the 50. So it's a really tricky situation. But to roll the play, I think here, Jaxon Smith, man, as I said, he wins off the start. All right. So when Geno snaps it, nice little, slow start, walking into his route. And then So right now, if Geno is looking, this is obviously going to be a first down. The DB has lost all leverage. JSN is wide open over the middle. Geno just is not looking right now. And that's cool because JSN is able to redirect his route and find open space, because now you see that it is man cover 1. So you have the linebacker who is guarding the running back in the backfield, but he looks to be chipping. And then you have another linebacker that's going to play the middle of the field. And then you have the safety dropping back to the middle of the field to cover anything deep. Everybody else, hey, mano a mano. Don't let your man beat you. And JSN, So realizes, oh, Geno looks like he might be under duress. I call this, you guys remember Spidey Sense and Spider-Man? This is the JS Sense. I love that, by the way. The JS Sense, he realizes, ooh, Geno might be in a little pickle. Let me find open space. And as you can see on the bottom of that left screen, there is just turf all available to him. And what does JSN do? Flips his hips and immediately knows I am booty naked. Look at all that space. If Geno makes a even better throw, you're looking at a touchdown. But who cares? It doesn't matter. You just want to get the first down because, again, it was 4th and 6 after a penalty on 4th and 1. Geno sees it, delivers it, throws a nice little floater. JSN catches, gets the feed in. Real simple. We're going to roll it. And I'm not going to really do too much talking. But, again, watch the release. The release is so sexy. Oh, my gosh. Come here. Shirk. Inside, got him, leverage. Oh, we're going to go back out, pivot to the outside. Almost like a baseball term for my baseball folks out there. Just great recognition, knowing that my quarterback's under a little duress. And it's not as if the Jets sent pressure. We're going to pause it. It's a 4-man rush. No sim pressure. It's a 4-man rush. But Geno's a little uncomfortable. It gets a little pressure from the inside, takes a little step to the left, and then sees that JSN has a bunch of space and is wide open. Because if JSN were to continue running across the middle, I do not think that pass would have been completed. You're running into more coverage where there's a linebacker who can see that coming. So let's pause right here. Like, oh, shoot, didn't mean to do that. Let's let it roll again. I'm going to pause it right now. So if JSN continues running over the middle and Geno is trying to roll to his left, things can become really tricky. Maybe Geno can scramble for the first down, perhaps just because I don't think that edge guy has the I don't know if he can get Geno. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. But if JSN just continues running his route across the middle, he's going to clog it up because at the top of the screen right next to him, it looks like that might be DK. Nonetheless, you don't want to have too many guys over the middle. So JSN does the right thing and he's able to break it back outside. And that's just familiarity with your quarterback. And again, as I mentioned, I think they do this a lot in drills. And it just shows here they're manned up. He has inside on him, but he realized, oh, Geno's under duress. Let me get back to the outside. And then he just whips it right back to the outside for a corner route. Solid ball. You get your first down, and now you have a chance to go put up 6. So those are the 2 plays that stood out to me from Jaxon Smith-Njigba against the Jets. Again, he only had 4 catches, but again, smooth operator when it comes to running these routes. And this is just an example of him extending something that kind of broke down during the play. So those are my standout plays against the New York Jets. Mike, I know you want to get to some more offense, and it might be the young Zach Charbonnet.
I got Ken and Zach. Because I just want to talk. Mostly, this is really a Grubb thing. For the most part, fun stat I looked up during that JSN discussion is that you're right. JSN is at 351 yards of yak. That ranks 6th league wide amongst wide receivers. So number 7 at 350 yards is Chris Godwin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He hasn't played in forever. He's only played 7 games.
That's oh, you know what? I forget what game it was, but he went bonkers. I think he had like 2 70+ yard touchdowns. You know what game I'm talking about? I'm sure you could find it quickly, but there was a game where they just couldn't tackle him, and he was just running down the field. So I think if you eliminate that, he won't be in there. But he did have.
I don't even want to eliminate it. It's just like that's nuts. He ain't played in a while. He ain't played in over a month, and is still
I'm
top 10 in yak. Yeah, no, I mean that's why my fantasy team doing so good. I don't know no one cares about my fantasy team. But I'm gonna look at some run plays here because this really did like legitimately stand out when I watched it because mostly because of the sequence. So this is in the 3rd quarter. This is their first possession in the 3rd quarter. And Grubb really, you can see the intent of what Grubb was trying to do. So in the 3rd quarter, I forget how the first half went. It wasn't like super great offensively. So the first play of the 3rd quarter when they got the ball was an under center, just like right up the gut run. And I think Chris mentioned this earlier. It got negated because of a penalty. I think like it was 27-yard run, and there was holds on Abe and holds on, I gotta say his name again, Saltawa Laumea. They accepted the one on Abe, but honestly, they were both questionable. But it doesn't matter. You can see the intent. Grubb came out. All right, let's hit him in the mouth. Let's run the ball between the tackles. Cool, it worked, but questionable holding calls, that happens. So on 1st and 20, what they do after that is the little tunnel screen, the one they call every game. They run that to Zach Charbonnet, get 7 yards. And then on 2nd and 13 is a deep shot to DK against Sauce. So like and it's for like 20 something yards or whatever. So when you can tell that Grubb had an intent, come out in the second half, run the ball. Oh, damn, we got behind the chains. Well, we got to throw to get us back ahead of the sticks. That's perfectly fine. It makes sense. You usually throw to get yourself out of trouble, right? That's fine. Once they got a fresh set of downs, though, Grubb went right back to the plan. Loved that from Grubb, right? So you have the first play. I'm going to show this here. The Jets are in. I'm going to just focus on the end zone angles because that's just a better way to do what I'm trying to accomplish here. So they're in 2 high. They're in their nickel personnel, and then the Seahawks are in 11. So they got Jax on the field, Bobo, DK, and then AJ Barner, right? So I don't have the motion in here, but Jake motions, and that gives a little coverage indicator that they're just zoned up, which is fine, right? All right, so we're just going to smash mouth football. We're just going to go, look, little duo, bang, get these double teams. Everyone get a hat on hat. Look when Ken gets the ball. Chris, this is beautiful stuff, dog. This is hat on hat. And you can see the movement, right? So the line of scrimmage here, I think, is like the 45 or whatever. And look, watch Charles and Lakin's feet. Look, they're not backwards. They are forward. They are forward. And look at my man AJ, the rook, whose name is much easier to pronounce. Boom. We're there. That's AJ against the defensive end. I think it's Michael Clemens, I think, is a good player too. But yeah, I just loved it. All right, get right back to the plan. Like hat on hat. Look at it. We're good. Ken's good. Hit the hole. Boom. Get him against a safety. I think that's Chuck Clark. Gets how many yards does this get? This gets 7 yards. Man, that's great. That's great. The problem was, I think that Grubb had in previous games was that he would get a run like that. All right, cool. 2nd and 3. Let's throw it. It's just like, that's cool sometimes, but there are some points in games, particularly in the second half. And we talked about this, I think, after the Cardinals game. I want to say it was I think it was the Cardinals game, where it's like sometimes you really just want to hit them in the mouth. It was whatever game Mark Sanchez was calling because he was complaining about that. So this is literally the next play from Grubb. They get back under center. Love it. You guys know we hate shotgun runs on this show. The Jets come with 1 high. They get into their base personnel because the Seahawks go into 12. They got Jax on the field with DK, AJ, and then they added Farrell. So you swap Farrell for Bobo in this case. Another motion to give a little eye candy. Man, we just running the same thing. Look at this. Combo blocks. Everybody do their thing. Look at the feet. Everybody's getting put. Look at this push. Look at this middle of the field right here. Look at Lakin to Olu to Sautawa and Abe. That is push. You just love to see that, man. It's like that scene from Rush Hour. Don't we the blooper? We love to see that. We love to see that, Jackie. Anyway, so I love that blooper. It's a great blooper. Anyway, we got a hole for Ken to hit. Oh, we are cash. Let's watch this again. This is ball right here. This is what I love. You got everybody knowing who they're supposed to block. Everyone's aiming points and good. Like all the points are good. Farrell's climbing. Got the double team by Sautawa and Abe, and then the rook goes and gets the linebacker number 44. I think that's Sherwood. We got AJ getting the backside. I think he's on Hassan Reddick. I actually don't love, Chris, this may be one of the plays you were talking about with Jackson. He's over here on the right. He's supposed to go get the safety, and this is like see, this is a little nitpicky. I don't like this play here. Like, go get him, Jax. You good, man. Go in there. Like Chris said, go in there, push him, Get a little George Pickens actions in there. Just, crash out a little bit. But that's fine. All right. So we get how many yards does this get? I think this gets 10. Let me see here. This is 10 yards. So we got a 7-yard run and a 10-yard run. Just the same type of idea. Watch at the bottom of the screen here. Watch 63. Watch how fired up he is. That rook is fired up because this is sometimes you run the ball, sometimes satisfy your O-line too. Like physics is working in their favor when they're running it, like they're going forward, and they just love that, and they need that sometimes, physically and just mentally, like they want to feel like you believe in them to just go move the other guys off the rock. So I love that. Let's watch that one more time. I loved it. Everyone doing their job. Boom, hat on hat. If Jackson even gets a little bit more physical on that safety, he might even go a little, might go a little further. But it's cool. Ran it back, went right back to it, right back to the plan, got a first down. And this is where, when I was watching the film, I wish I had Ryan Grubb's number. Maybe I do have it somewhere. I gotta go look. Because I watched the next play. I was like, I need to call Grubb. I need to FaceTime him and tell him I'm proud of him. I'm like a proud dad. I was like, yo, Chris, this is the very next play. Hey, run it again. I was like, yo, he learning. This is great. He doing it. So the Jets they're in 2 high. Got their base personnel on the field again because the Seahawks are in 12 still. This time I think they swapped. I know they swapped they swapped Jaxon for Bobo and kept the rest of the personnel on there, right? So we're doing it again. We're gonna do it again. Everyone, just go get your guy. Everyone go get your guy. Now 44, he just shoots that. He's just kind of fed up. He's like, I'm tired of getting climbed to. I'm gonna take the fight to the guard, which is fine. That does disrupt the timing a little bit. Ken cuts perhaps a little bit too far to the right because you can see like if he does that thing where he chops his feet. I don't like that. But because you can see like if he just one cut and then sticks that right foot in the ground and comes back to it to the left. Oh man, look at that space between Abe and South Tower. Like he could really hit that. Instead, he gets indecisive and then just basically runs right into AJ's block. But still, with all that, this is a 4-yard run on first down. We're good. I can live with all of this. And also, I remember this is why they swapped. You want to know why they swapped Jaxon for Bobo? Watch Jake. He's gonna come into your picture at the top right. Watch him get the safety. Come here. That's how you're supposed to get. Let's watch Jake again. Yeah. Okay, Bobo. That's why you in the game, brother. Yeah. Get him. Love that. Even watch DK here at the top of the screen too. Comes in late to try to get the free safety, which is good effort too. He ends up blocking him in the can. But it's the effort. It's to come across the field to try to get your guy. The Seahawks have a lot of willing blockers. We're just going to keep looping these for a sec. They have a lot of willing blockers in the run game, which is really cool. Like the receivers and tight ends. Like the effort is certainly there. Like even on the Jaxon play, I just show like everyone's willing, even when they're not getting the ball, which was great to see. So I think I'm gonna just loop this while I explain something. I just really think this sequence was so important because it showed clear intent. And it just showed like a toughness. This is like, yo, we don't even need to do nothing fancy. Yeah, we'll get some motion in here or whatever, but we're just running at you. And we're just going to be better than you for a sec because that's what you need. Throwing it is great. I love Geno. He can spin it, everything. He's locked in with Jaxon like Chris was just showing. But sometimes you need drives like this because you know what this also did? The very next play, I don't have it in here, but the very next play after those 3 straight runs was the double move that DK beat DJ Reed on. That went getting them into the red zone, I believe, down to the 4-yard line. So, and then that was a single high look. So you can see how it all works together when you show some commitment to the other side of the game. Like this drive didn't look like, oh, the run game is just like this other thing that they do. It looked like the thing that they were trying to be. And that was really cool. It wasn't just because it was under center stuff. I think you can do this from shotgun for what it's worth. But I just loved how it looked. So I thought that was really cool. And there's a reason that this drive led to them getting into the red zone without any penalties on the Jets' part, So shout out to Grubb. I have the Seahawks. I know some of their people watch our show. Hey man, somebody give me Grubb numbers. I want to FaceTime, bro, because I was really proud of this drive right here. Like Chris just reminded me, like it does. One of my favorite movie quotes, "Bad Boys 2" or "Bad Boys 1" is both. But after the first Bad Boys movie, when they drive through the little thing, Will Smith goes to Martin Lawrence. He's like, "From now on, that's how you supposed to drive. Now that's how you drive." And he does the same thing after Bad Boys 2 when he shoots the Cuban dude. He's like, "Yo, from now on, that's how you supposed to shoot." That's how I feel watching the film. It was very clearly like, yo, that's it. You need those drives sometimes. Doesn't mean you can't ever spin it. It's fine. The very next play after those 3 runs was empty. They went empty. They were like, we don't even need to threaten the run no more. But they had already made it known that we'll do that if we need to. And it was great. Work to perfection. You're gonna need more of that, even if Ken doesn't play. So this play is a different drive. This is earlier in the game. This is 3rd and 1. I love this. Y'all just show the play. This is 3rd and 1. They have like Zach, basically like a fullback dive, essentially with a little jet action there from Ken. So this is, I think, first quarter, second quarter, it doesn't really matter. So they actually ran this play, a variation of this against the Niners on 4th down in week, whatever that was, the one down there in the Bay. And they give it to Ken, and Ken gets to the outside, gets like 4 yards or whatever. And you could tell that the Jets kind of keyed on that because watch the safety here at the top of the screen when Ken goes in motion. Like, look where he triggers. You're going the wrong way, brother. Not the wrong way, because that's probably his assignment. But you can kind of see how the motion kind of gets guys flowing the wrong way. Wrong meaning, just where the play actually goes. And then you get a little action here. Now, Zach gets with the feet. Abe loses at first, and then it doesn't hit like it should. But look at this crease here between Sautawa and Abe. Like, there was some action there. Like, this damn near could score if Zach is just right down the hash because of what the safety does trying to follow Ken on the jet action there. It really comes down to DJ Reed. If this was a clean look, DJ Reed, basically, who's at the top of the screen with Bobo, trying to chase down Zach. Zach probably scores. Now, this hits for 7 yards, I think, which is, again, that's great. But I just like that. All right, we showed it against the Niners. Now we'll show you something. We'll show you something similar, and then we'll hit you with a little quick hitter on like a little fullback dive action. I also love that personnel too. Having they go heavy, but they also have Zach and Ken on the field together. Who else is on the field? So yeah, so they got Ken, Zach, Pharaoh, and looks like AJ, and then Bobo. Like, this is very clearly like we're going to run it at you formation. Nothing tricky about this. And that's exactly what they do. It's not the cleanest of blocking on it, but I just love the design, the building off of something you already did, because the Jets saw that play. They saw it like I saw it, referring to the one against the 49ers. And while this stood out, to go back to the theme of the show, is because this is 3rd and 1 on that final drive in the fourth quarter when they're trailing by 5 or by 2, trailing by 2. It's just 3rd and 1 after all those Jets penalties. Man, it's the same play. It's the same play, except I think this time DK's on the field. He's off the screen right now to the left where Jake was. It's the same thing. Same action. You get Ken on the sweep. Look at that. Safety follows him again. And boom, you're going the wrong way, brother. Yeah, you're in no position to make the play on Zach for the go-ahead touchdown. So, yeah, we get the same action. Ken, little jet motion. Zach, you get everyone flowing. Look at all these guys to the left. Look at all these guys who got eyes on Ken. Look at where the ball is. Now, Abe and Sautawa ends up like, basically, this is a game of, what's that? What's the little blocks that fall on each other? It's not Jenga. Oh, dominoes. Duh. Like little dominoes there. So the hole is not the cleanest in the world, but it works. It works. Sautawa gets his block, in part because his guy tries to jump into the other A gap, which is probably his job, and it just clears a lane for Zach. But you can just see how Grubb is kind of finding his groove in this run game and how guys are responding to it. And then just make one last point. I'll just loop all of them. I really liked this sequence in the third quarter. I just love the intent, the attitude, the mindset, and what they were able to do off of it after they had really got the run game going, getting the ball in Ken's hands and feeding their old linemen too, so to speak. And then those 3rd and 1s, their short yardage game has been pretty much buns, booty, cheeks, whatever adjective you like to describe. But I think they got something with this little pony package with the 2 backs in there together with the motions. Like, it's coming together, because I'm really proud of our boy Grubb, because you can see that he's learning. He's learning. He's getting it. And it gives me confidence and going forward in the offense, whether they have Ken this week or not. Just I feel it, man. I was really proud watching the film. It was that's what they need. That's balance. It's not doing that every drive, but some drives you do need to just tell the other team, we're better than you right quick. Boom, 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 boom. Same play over and over. Love that. Shout out to Grubb, man. That's why that definitely stood out watching film in real time. That was amazing.
Well, there you have it. Those are our standout plays from the Seahawks victory over the New York Jets 26-21. We will come back with, you guessed it, more content for the Seahawks post-game show, as Mike and the Seahawks will be down in Arizona. So, Mike, I hope it's 70 degrees every day for those 2. You're out there Saturday, Sunday, right?
It's 70 and sunny all 3 days, baby.
Yeah,
love it.
You know how Mike teased me all summer about having my shirt off? You can bet money that boy about to be out there with the shade.
I won't be shirtless, but I ain't bringing a jacket. I had the pea coat on in New York. I'm leaving that bad boy back in the back of the closet until I have to go to Chicago.
All I have is white tees and jeans, maybe a hoodie.
Mm-hmm. Yep, maybe a hoodie. I might have a hoodie just for the plane. That's it. Just to ride to the airport. After that thing is going in the bag. You are right about that.
Well, we will catch you guys later. Make sure you check out all of our content that's on TikTok. We appreciate all the love and support that we are seeing it. We love all the comments, so share it too. Keep commenting and make sure you share it for people that are also interested in Seahawks content, as well as Instagram, as well as Seahawks Man to Man. And Mike, is there anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Appreciate the love. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. While you're here, just hit those 2 buttons. We really appreciate the love, as Chris alluded to. We'll catch you guys on our post-game show after Seahawks Cardinals. That'll drop on Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game. Peace.